Hey there, and welcome. So, let's be honest, has English grammar ever just made your head spin? Yeah, mine too. Well, today, we are going to tackle two of the trickiest tenses out there, the present perfect simple and the present perfect continuous. We're going to solve this perfect puzzle together, and I promise, by the end of this, it's not going to seem so puzzling at all. All right, let's dive right in with a classic. I have painted the house versus I have been painting the house. I mean, they sound almost exactly the same, right? But that one tiny little change, it completely flips the meaning. Can you feel the difference? It's totally okay if it feels a little fuzzy right now. Trust me, we're going to make it crystal clear. Okay, so here's our game plan. We'll start with why this is such a puzzle, then we'll break down how they're made. Next up, we'll hit the rules, test what you've learned, and then wrap it all up with a handy takeaway. Sound good? Let's go. All right, first up, the perfect puzzle. And really, why are these tenses so confusing? If you've ever felt tripped up by them, believe me, you are in good company. So check this out. The whole reason these tenses are so confusing is actually because of what they have in common. See, both of them are all about connecting the past to the present. They talk about something that started back then, but it still matters right now. That's the key. That's the bridge. And that's exactly what we're about to untangle. Okay, let's get our hands dirty. Section 2, how they are made. We've got to lay the foundation before we build the house, right? So let's look at the basic building blocks. Okay, let's break this down. For the present perfect simple, it's pretty straightforward. You take your subject, add have or has, and then pop on the past participle. You know, that third form of the verb like done or seen. Now, for the continuous, you do the same thing, but you squeeze in one extra little word, been. So it's subject plus have or has plus been plus the verb with that classic ing at the end. That been and ing, those are your big giveaways. And you can see exactly how this works in a sentence. Look at the verb work. For the simple, you have I have worked. To make it negative, I have not worked. A question, have I worked? Easy. Now, look at the continuous. I have been working. The negative, I have not been working. And the question, have I been working? See that been working combo? It stays together. It's a really consistent pattern once you see it. Okay, let's look at some real-life examples. I have eaten lunch. See? It's done, it's finished, that's the result. Or she has sent 10 emails today. The focus here is on the number, the quantity. Now let's switch gears. They have been living here for 3 years. You feel that? It's all about the duration. How long? Same with I have been reading this book for 2 hours. And my favorite example, we have been cooking, and what's the result? The kitchen smells amazing. The continuous tense explains the why behind what's happening now. All right, you've got the building blocks down. Now for the really important part. Section 3, simple or continuous. The rules. This is where the magic happens, folks. We're going to give you a super simple checklist to get this right every single time. Okay, rule number 1. This is your first and most important checkpoint. You have to check for something called a stative verb. Now, these are verbs that describe states or conditions, not really actions. Think about words like know, love, own, believe. You don't really do them. And here's the golden rule. It's non-negotiable. You never use these verbs in a continuous tense. Ever. So, for example, you'd always say, I have known Sally for 10 years. You would never, ever say, I have been knowing Sally. It just sounds wrong, and it is. So this is a huge shortcut. If you spot a stative verb, bam, the decision is made for you. You have to use the simple form. Pretty great, right? All right, on to rule number 2. This one is all about the question you're trying to answer. Are you talking about quantity, like how much or how many? If that's your focus, you're going to use the present perfect simple. I have sent 5 emails. See, the number is key. But if your focus is on duration, if you're answering the question, how long, then you need the present perfect continuous. I have been sending emails for an hour. And our third and final rule is all about what you want to put the spotlight on. Are you focusing on the finished result of an action? Then you want the simple tense. I have cleaned the kitchen. The point is, the kitchen is now clean. The job is done. But if you want to focus on the process itself, the action that caused something, you'll use the continuous. I have been cleaning the kitchen. That explains why you're exhausted and there are still buckets everywhere. It's all about where you want to draw the attention. All right, you've got the rules. Now, the moment of truth. Let's put this stuff into practice. It's time for Section 4, Test Your Knowledge. Let's see what you've got. Okay, first one. Why are you out of breath? I, A, have run, or B, have been running. What do you think? The answer is B. I have been running. Why? Because being out of breath is the present result, and we're talking about the process that caused it. Number 2, my team. Only 2 matches so far this season. The clue here is 2 matches. We're talking about quantity, right? How many? So the answer has to be A, has 1. Question 3. We, them for 15 years. Okay, what's the verb? No. Is it an action or a state? It's a stative verb. And what's our number 1 rule? That's right, no continuous. So it's got to be A, have known. Easy peasy. All right, number 4. She's gone to the doctor. Lately. That word lately suggests something ongoing, a recent continuous state. So the best choice to show that is B, hasn't been feeling. It really captures that ongoing nature. Okay, question 5. How long for us? The question itself gives it away. How long is a massive clue for duration. And for duration, we use the continuous. So it's B, have you been waiting? Number 6. The toaster is working again. My dad, lot. What's the main idea here? The toaster is fixed. We're focused on the finished result. And for results, we use the simple tense. So it's A, has repaired. Number 7. You're covered in paint. What? The paint all over you is the evidence. We're interested in the messy process that led to this result. So we're going to ask B, what have you been doing? And our last quiz question, number 8, 3 cups of coffee this morning. Look for the clue, 3 cups. It's a specific quantity. So you know what that means. We need the simple tense. The answer is A, have drunk. So, how'd you do? Hopefully, those rules are starting to feel a lot more natural now. We've made it. Our final section, number 5, your grammar takeaway. Let's wrap all this up into a super simple cheat sheet you can stick in your back pocket for whenever you need it. Think of this checklist as your new secret weapon. The next time you're writing or speaking and you pause, just run through it real quick. First check. Is it a stative verb? If yes, use simple. Done. If not, ask yourself, am I talking about how many? That's simple. Or how long? That's continuous. And finally, what's my focus? The finished result? Use simple. The ongoing process? Use continuous. Seriously, that's it. By following these steps, you'll be able to choose the right tense with confidence. Every time. You've totally cracked the code. Thanks for solving this puzzle with me. Now go show off your skills.